up, what up? Here we are with another episode of the Hooswhere podcast. We're back. Been gone for a little minute, but we're back. We started it off. I guess we would call it season 2. We went like 150 something episodes. You know what I'm saying? Season 1. Now we're about to go season 2, another 150. So, you know what I'm saying? We're excited, man. We're starting off this podcast with a bang. What's good, Max? Where you been?
Man, I've been good, man. Been busy this summer, so it's actually been a great summer. Still down in Charlottesville, getting ready to make the big move in about a year to Richmond. So I've just been grinding, planning.
Silent. We got a UVA great on here. Boy, been dunking on people, making hella catches, making big plays, man. The UVA faithful knows him. Welcome, man, to the podcast. Canaan Severin. What's good, man?
What's good, fellas? I'm good, man. How you guys doing?
Doing well, bro. Appreciate you jumping on here. It's, joining our little like virtual couch, our virtual little session right here. So, we
I'll take what I can get, man.
Yeah, we started this because we just love to like stay connected with all the guys. Anybody doing anything dope, cool. And I seen what you were working on, man. I was like, man, we gotta get Canaan on here for real. And just listen to your story. Your experience at UVA, how you got to UVA, because I don't even think we had anybody from up in the Massachusetts area when I was there.
Yeah, I think when I was getting recruited by Jim Reed, he introduced me to Conrad because he was from New Jersey. Maybe that was like the furthest northeast.
Max,
he's from Chicago. I think
he's from Chicago. Shout out.
Oh, Billy Shouts.
Shouts. Yeah, Shouts was from Jersey. But yeah, I don't think we have nobody from like that up that way. But yeah, I'm interested to hear.
SR2 is from New York. New Jersey.
Yeah, Hackensack.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited to hear how you got to UVA. How your experience was at UVA, how your transition was after UVA. Obviously, what you're kind of doing now. But I'm gonna kind of go reverse. So talk to us, man. Update us on where you're at. Update everybody what you're doing currently, where you're working at, all those type of things like that.
Yeah. Right now, I am right outside the city right outside of Boston, working at Coinbase right now. We're fully remote, so you can be anywhere you want, which is good. Definitely pros and cons with that. I'm an extroverted person, love relationships, love people, love being around the team and everything. So definitely pros and cons. But I'm an account manager there, working with really all types of different companies, institutions, banks, exchanges. Mm-hmm. Just really diving into this crypto world, which has been really cool and fun, and learning a lot.
For everybody that don't know, tell us what Coinbase is, what the company is, what they do, all those type of things. And after that, I want to hear how you got connected there.
Yeah, for sure. I think when people even hear crypto, can kind of scare them a little bit. Like, what is it? What does that mean? I'll just say, even like with Coinbase, like it's an app where you can buy and trade crypto. We have a ton of different cryptocurrencies on the app that you can buy or trade. And a lot of these are just, decentralized digital currencies that are really kind of, it reminds me of like when the internet was coming to be honest, like going down to like the Miami Bitcoin conference in Miami, or like all these different conferences where like there's so much buzz about crypto now. I mean, even from like a Venmo, I can send you, Bitcoin right now. That would be in your wallet in like 30 seconds. That wasn't happening, 5 years ago. So, just really being on the forefront of that has definitely been exciting. And
that's what's up, man. So how did you, first of all, are you big into the crypto space? Like what made you think about Coinbase as an option? Were they just like hiring you was on Indeed or something? You know what I'm saying? got you a position on there. Like what made you think of Coinbase? Are you interested in the crypto field? Like what's up with that?
So my story to Coinbase is really wild, to be honest. I think UVA has a big part to do with that. That's one. But I think the main thing was this, though. Like my previous job, I was in sales. I learned a lot in sales, but maybe not the right fit for me right now. And all I knew was I wanted to be an account manager. I wanted to manage accounts, like I said, big relationship person. I wanted to build long-term relationships. I wanted to be in tech, and I wanted to be in a startup. And, I started just like to reach, I was sending like 20 messages a day to just like random, just like tech startup account managers, customer success managers, like all across LinkedIn, like just people I didn't even know from a hole in the wall.
Yeah.
And they some got back to me, some didn't. But I remember one person, they got back to me like, "Oh, like you looking at the wrong plate. You sending this message in the wrong platform. Like you gotta send it on like A16Z, like built in Boston, TechCrunch, like all these like tech startup platforms where people are looking for people like you to come in and be like a quote unquote client success champion." So like I just started like to just flood messages on that on those platforms, and that's when a startup reached out to me. So even before I was like Coinbase, a startup reached out to me, and they said they were interested in in interviewing me, and I was like, man, let me just utilize everything on my journey from like UVA to the league to like that says a lot about somebody. So I just want to to really let that be known. So they interviewed me, and I started working at the startup, and then we got acquired by Coinbase, and that's how I got.
Dope. So what startup was you at?
It was called Bison Trails. Bison Trails was right in Tribeca. They were like 2 years old. I was like the 45th employee. So really just even seeing that whole thing pan out was crazy too, to see like being a part of an acquisition, being a part of a company, because once we got acquired, then we went public. So then like that whole thing play out was like, damn, this is to be honest, man, it was really like, man, this is how they do it. This is how people do it, huh? Yeah. Like, man, like, from like a football perspective, we putting so much time into, or basketball perspective, like to make the league, to make the NBA, to play overseas. Like these are like 1-2% chances of happening.
Yeah. For sure.
So to see this and to see like that acquisition and then see the go public, I was like, dang, all right. And now I see like how people are really doing this thing and really operating. And I mean, from like, if people were there I was only there for a little bit prior, but people that were there at the beginning of this thing initially, like
cashed out.
Yeah, absolutely. So I thought that was pretty cool, like to even be a part of that and see it, and then, I'm a young dude, like who knows what's going to happen next? Maybe the next thing is, being a part of, getting even earlier at another one, but definitely gotta do what I do right now and do it to the best of my ability.
That's awesome. I didn't even know that. I thought you just was at Coinbase. I was like, how did you get to Coinbase? But it makes sense. It's dope that a startup got acquired in like 2 years.
Yeah.
They must have been.
And Coinbase was an investor in the startup.
Oh, okay.
And so like when we got acquired, they was like, yo, look, you guys are doing well. We're just gonna make you guys like a third pillar of what we do.
Yeah.
So another big investor was UVA guy as well, Alexis Ohanahan, Serena's husband. Yep. So there was like a few people that were like big investors, but even when I was going to interview them, I'm like, dang, all right, like, talking about startups of just like hearing this, you start hearing certain trends of like, like what's their seed, what's their the seed rounds, like what round they're in for funding and everything. So like when you start hearing those names, like, all right, this is a serious operation.
That's what's up, man. I'm over here looking them up right now. Bison Trails on TechCrunch. Y'all like that, you know what I'm saying?
There you go. Man, hey, man, absolutely, man. I mean, should even so you have a TechCrunch, or you like?
I'm looking at Crunchbase. I look at Crunchbase because I like to see who, like, how much they raised, all those different types of things. Like
yeah, sure.
They raised over 30 mil, so huge company type situation. That's dope that they reached out to you though, and you got into the door. So you said your resume helped you out. Listen,
of course, man.
I've been trying to get me a job, man. I've been trying to just find like a part-time boy, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to do anything, bro. Like, I was over here like, man, look, I've been having so just to catch everybody up, like I've been having some type of feeling of like trying to get back into football in some form of fashion. Whether it's like broadcast, radio,
okay,
anything like that where I can just pop off at the mouth or something like that, right? Or like analytics, data, anything like that, some type of football stuff. So I'm like, first of all, Pro Football Focus is in Cincinnati, which is right up the street. Was right up the street from me. They had a few positions open, bro. I sent both my resumes in. I get so many denial emails from my resume, bro. I don't know what the issue is, but essentially,
like, are you sending it though? Like, are you sending it like through like the main, like, submit your resume here?
Yeah.
Hey, come on now. Hey, email. Bro. Hey, Hey, bro, you different, man. You different. You Chase Minnifield.
Hey, listen.
Accolades. You a type guy. You gotta find out like who. You gotta LinkedIn like Pro Football Focus. Who's the hiring manager here? Boom, send a message on LinkedIn like that's my thing.
That's your role right there, huh? That's how you move.
Hey, man.
Yeah, I'm not
my last job. I emailed the CEO of the company. It worked out. I like that. He passed it down. You just gotta let it fly. It was an EVA joint. So I was like, emailed the CEO of the company. He responded and put me in touch with the hiring manager. And 2 months later, I was hired. You just gotta shoot your shot. I mean, come on now. You put it to the regular joint. You act like you're a walk-on right now, bro.
Hey, I actually like getting denied, bro. Hey, I like getting denied, bro. I like for them to keep on hearing my emails talking about you don't qualify for this position. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, that gets me motivated right there. You know what I'm saying? One day I just have a long list of everybody that I need to say. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the people that hey, look at me now. I just wait for that look at me now. You know what I'm saying? Type situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah.
I don't think you want to go back into having to report to somebody, bro. I'm telling you, I think it's gonna be a hard transition, man. It's gonna be a hard transition.
It's gonna be tough. I just started, you know what I'm saying? I already know it's going to be tough for me, but I'm looking for a passion thing. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily something. I'll quit. Believe me, I'll quit quick. You know what I'm saying? Hey, don't test me. Don't test me. Because I will definitely. So,
man.
I do want to find something to do in football or sports or like just putting out there in the air, something like that. I don't know, so every time I have to want to do something, I got to start it myself. That's what it feels like, you know what I'm saying? Because as soon as you just get so many no's, you just be like, all right, I'm done asking people. I'm just, I'll just start something and go from there. But it is what it is, man. So no, that's dope, Canaan, that you were able to, really use your, I guess like problem solving skills, UVA skills, everything you learned at UVA to really just hit the ground running. And let's just kind of work backwards, man. So what did you do after UVA? Did you you get a chance in the league a little bit? You played a little bit in the league, right? You got a little shot.
Yeah. Was right after UVA, was with the Steelers for like a little over a year.
Yeah.
And was with New York for a little over a year.
Okay.
So got the opportunity like to be with Pittsburgh. Life changing. To be honest, I mean, AB at the peak of his career, Le'Veon, at his peak of his career, like just like being around Coach Tomlin, like being in a room with Coach Tomlin, seeing how he operates and how he functions, how he like leads the team is like, man, like that dude is special. And like being around some dudes that some old heads that took me under their wing, from like Darius Hayward Bay, who's like my guy to this day. A couple of guys like Ryan Harris was like another 10-year guy. O-lineman, left tackle. He was there when the Broncos, he was left tackle when the Broncos won. So it's like just like dudes like that, just coming across like with people. So and then New York was dope as well. Just like being in that environment, same thing. Like just being in a highly competitive room, being with Odell, being with Brandon Marshall, and I think even like everyone, when I say I'm with New York, everyone's like, "Oh, like we with Odell." I'm like, bro, like when I was in like sixth grade, I used to come home and watch Brandon Marshall's highlights like every single day, bro. Yeah. Like I thought it was just a dog, like just play. He was like a running back, a receiver, like when he got the ball in his hands.
Big Marshall, big dude.
Yo, hey man, so when you in there, like you competing, that fan stuff is out the window. But when I was, I remember when he got cut, I was like, bro, I gotta tell you this, bro. Like I used to watch you when I was younger, to be in the same room as you and like as a teammate and then compete. I'm like, man, it's love. I'm happy they got you before they got me, but nah.
Sometimes that person that's cutting over there looking for people, you like,
trying to dodge them, huh?
Like, hey, you go on him? You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, my joint was on Do Not Disturb on cut day. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna reach me on the phone. You have to go find me. Yeah, you got to go find me, bro. I'm gonna show up the next day.
Right. I like that. Do not disturb. I like that. Hey, what's someone gonna say to you, man? How you doing? Shoot, what do you think, man? Got no job, man.
Hey, I don't even got my phone on me, bro. I don't got my phone on me, so you wasting your time calling me saying we're gonna bring you to the P Squad. You know what I'm saying? Like you wasting your time. So, but no, that's dope, man. Your experience in the NFL, your time there. What kind of things did you take away? That's like the first introduction to like business. You know what I'm saying? And you an employee. Obviously we look at it like we are. Players and stuff like that. But this is you really employee number whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And tell me what you took away from that. And after it was over, what made you decide that all right, I'm about to move on? What kind of sparked that? Give us a little bit of that story for us. I
think it maybe even starts like at UVA, but like I don't know, maybe NFL is just like it's amplified like that much more. Like bro, you gotta compete like hell, bro. Like you gotta compete like hell. There's someone trying to take your joint, trying to take your spot, trying to take your money, trying to take everything. They don't care. Ain't no friends in this thing. And it's like that type of environment. That's the environment. So I think like, and with that being said, for me, just personally, like, bro, I wasn't someone that was like going out. I wasn't someone that was like out here, like, yeah, we out here. I was like, bro, I'm on IR, bro, and like we got one of the best receiver rooms in the league. Yeah. Like this is not a joke, and I'm not gonna act like I'm like, yo, AB, it's me and you. Let's go down to Capitol Grill, bro. It's like, bro, he playing a whole different game. He playing a whole different game. You don't want to go to that dinner anyway. You can't. Exactly. You don't want to be spending your money there. Exactly. That's a $20,000 meal right there, man. Yeah. We done. So, but with that being said, it's like just being locked in and being focused. And it's like knowing like your path, like my path isn't someone else's path. My path is my path. And to really just like have that discipline and to have like a schedule and a routine of like, well, this is what I got to do to maximize my time here. Like to stay in the room. Like, but like, Coach Tomlin always just preach, like, yo, the more you can do, the more you can do. Like, yo, just like be versatile, like be like, bro, you can't be hurt. Like you got to be here every day and you got to bring it. So I think that's like one of the biggest things that I got from it. And I try to bring that even to what I'm doing now, to be honest. It's like that same mentality. Like, yo, no one cares if you hurt, bro. Like, yeah. Are you presenting at the meeting or not? Or like, are you playing in practice or no? Like, let's find out. So I think there's that. And then was the next question, what did I do after? Or like your transition to but before you jump into that, a lot of things I learned in the NFL. I don't know if Max has anything that he wants to say that, he learned from. And first of all, Max, stop looking down at your phone, bro. It look like you be asleep over there in that corner. hey,
man. Hey, man, you know me. I'm always working, man.
Hey, bro. I'm just letting you know on camera, look like you over there dozing. Handle first things first, bro. Yeah. Handle your business, bro. Well, one thing I learned is that, a lot of people, first of all, with my companies, they say like, man, you don't have no sympathy. You don't have no sympathy for nobody. And I'm like, it's not that I don't have no sympathy. It's just that, what do you want me to sympathize about? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what it is. Like one of my workers the other day said that I asked him if he was going to be at work. And he said, and this was like yesterday, he said, I just got evicted from my place. I don't think I can work today. And I was like, okay. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then I was like asking one of my guys, I was like, did he expect me to say more than that? You know what I'm saying? That situation, like, I don't know. But, I think that comes from me and my experience with the league and dealing with teams and stuff of that nature, coaches. Like, it's always about like, all right, leave that stuff for, what I'm saying? Like your personal situation don't have nothing to do with your work situation. Is how I've always kind of been like raised, taught, seen things. Is just like, all right, leave that stuff outside the lines, and everything in my work is inside the lines, and everything that when you come in here and we're dealing with each other, what I'm saying, we're strictly inside the lines. So I don't know if I'm just unsympathetic or is that just how it is, because the league is unsympathetic too. You know what I'm saying?
I think honestly, Chase, I think it's just a generational thing. I don't know, man. Maybe because I've seen it too, especially guys that are like right out of high school. And then obviously you can tell the ones that just ain't never played a like competitive sport, a day in their life. It's just like anything you say to them, accountability, all that stuff that I feel like is just ingrained. Like I don't even think twice about it. It's just like they have no idea what that is. Like they want to call in late, but then ask you for a favor. And I'm like, what? That don't make no sense. Or you know what I'm saying? Or they they need this or they need that. Like, it feels like everyone needs something every week. And I'm like, good God, like, I don't know, just the way it is. I always just like, man, you figure your stuff out. And then, you know, when you come to work, like, I would have never thought of asking my boss for a favor or something crazy like that. Yeah. So it just seems like it's different these days.
It's interesting. So, yeah, I wanted to throw that in there. But so what made you decide, like, or what was the thing that pushed you to, like, all right, I'm about to go find something else to do. Like, football's over for me. I don't want to go. I don't know if you looked at anything like CFL or any of that stuff like that, but what pushed you into the workforce?
I'm drafted 2016, was there 2016, 17, 18 in the NFL. And I came back for OTAs. I got cut for OTAs. And then it was like 2 months have gone by. Mm-hmm. And I was not signed by an NFL team. My agent's like, yo, I got an opportunity in Canada to play for Winnipeg Blue Bombers up in Winnipeg. You know, hey, my family's from St. Lucia, bro. I hate the cold, yeah. I hate it. Yo, so I'm like, dang. And he's like, yo, take a day, think about it, you know, and call me tomorrow and, you know, see if you want to go. I'm like, yeah. My people call, I need a call. And I'm like, all right, I think I'm going to go. The next day, I call my agent. He's like, bro, offer's off the table. Like, so they took someone else. I'm like, that was my first inclination of like, bro, sometimes you got to strike while you're hot. This is like, if you have it in their hand, like, you just got to just, like, yo, just go. Why ask questions later? Like, just take it. But that was the only opportunity I ever had from Canada. And that was gone. And then that summer, Bill Lazor, you know, I know he was there when you guys were there. He reached out to, well, not him specifically, but, you know, definitely, I think it had something to do with it. Of the Bengals reached out. He was the OC there. And I went out over there for a workout. It was like the middle of preseason. I remember I was doing a workout, and, you know, for people that don't know, like an NFL workout, you know, you're working out with a person for one spot, two people working out for one spot. So I remember I ran a fade route. I caught it one-handed. I remember just thinking, like, bro, that's it. Sign me now.
That's the finisher.
Yeah, I was like, yo, finish him. That's it. Like, sign me. Stop joking around. We're gonna end it right now. And after that workout, they were like, yo, because, you know, before the workout, you do X-ray of all your bones and past injuries. And I had knee surgery in 2013 as a second year, like meniscus, not even ACL or anything like that. Yeah. And they were like, yo, we don't think you're healthy. We don't think your knee is healthy. I'm like, yo, what you mean? That was like 6 years ago, fam. Like, they're like, yeah, we just don't think you're healthy. Bro, that was the last time I ever heard from a team. And I remember at the end of the preseason, I'm like, well, if I don't get another call from someone else, I'm gonna just call it. I remember the day I worked out in the gym, like preparing, like up until the end of the preseason. I remember that day, like working out, like, bro, if I don't get a call by the end of today, I'm gonna just call it. And bro, I did everything I could do, and I maximized my time, my talents, like, you know. Yeah. And that was it, and that was it, bro, and just done right there. That was like in September 2018. Okay.
And right after that, is that when you started doing the LinkedIn reach out, or what'd you kind of decide after that?
Nah, so after that, I called my guy from the Giants, the director of player development, who's David Tyree, and I was like, bro, I don't know what to do. I'm sick, like, you know, because it's you know, stop playing football. It's been your identity for so long. It's like, bro, who even am I right now? You know, like. You trying to figure everything out. And he's like, bro, go to the Bridge to Success, which is for NFL guys transitioning out of the league. It was like a job fair and everything. I went down there, and that was like my first, like, even I've never been to a job fair before. Like, so that was like my first, like, step out, like, into corporate, I guess, into trying to even talk to someone in corporate. They didn't like no jobs, nothing like that. Didn't know how to talk to these people. And then it wasn't until like I went to a job fair in Boston, I got my first ever sales job from there. That was like this 2019, early 2019.
Okay. Solid, man. So sales, account managing, that's kind of been your niche, huh? With like using your personality, gaining relationships. You have to learn everything from the ground up in the business space? Or did somebody kind of like guide you in the space of like sales? Because sales is not an easy job now. You know, sales is a job. One, it's a good foundational piece. If you ever want to do your own thing, sales is an important piece. But essentially, like, learning how to sell is a difficult little process. So how was your transition into the business world, and what are some of the things that you kind of struggled with, and what are some of the things that you've found out that you're better than what you thought you would be, or something that football has helped you with to be good in that space?
Yeah, the sales, that was tough. That was tough when I first started. Like, I had a little territory in Boston. That was tough. Like, it's something that, and sales also, like, it's different than sports. And it's kind of interesting sometimes when people are like, like, sales, we love athletes. I could see that for, like, if someone like played like tennis or something, like one-on-one, like, or like, but like a team sport.
Yeah.
I always thought it was a little bit confusing because, it's like, I'm trying to outdo you, you're trying to outdo me, like everything like that. There is no like, hey man, let me take some time, take you under my wing and show you the rope. It's like, nah, bro, I'm trying to hunt, I'm trying to eat, I'm trying to sell.
Yeah.
And I definitely agree with you of like, if you ever want to veer off and do your own thing, like to have those traits, like to know how to sell like your own product, your own service, like that's huge.
Yeah. For sure.
But that was tough for me though, to try and like to navigate that. I think one of the biggest things I realized was like, bro, like people work with who they like people work with who they trust, who they can depend on, who they can count on. And that's like, it's going back to even UVA football, going back to NFL, going back to just like sports in general. That's what I learned from being in sales at that first job, because even at Coinbase, like I'm not selling at Coinbase. Like I'm an account manager, just managing the relationships.
Just managing relationships.
Yeah, managing the accounts. And like if there's an opportunity to upsell, now I can do that.
So you're at a big company, you know what I'm saying? My little tech company, that account manager, he sells too.
Yeah.
He sells.
That's good though. I like that though. I like, hey, when you a startup like that, you wear a lot of different hats, so that's good. That's good. I like that a lot.
Matt, you got anything so far?
No, man.
He wasn't expecting that toss right there. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't expecting that toss beat.
You could like potato one real quick.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for him to get into I'm waiting for him to get into Bitcoin. I don't know if it's too soon. I just got a lot of questions on Bitcoin, man, because I don't understand it. We had a guy by the name of Landon Bradley who was big on it back in the day. Big computer guy, built his own computers type stuff, and he was always telling us about it. And then, just throughout the years, every time I just see it going up, 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 what I'm saying? I had a chance to buy it for like 15,000. I seen it was at 20,000. Now it's at 60,000. I still think I'm too late, but
man, 15,
stuff like that. So, I mean, we pop off. I mean, I want to know, like, can you buy like parts of the Bitcoin? Is that something that people do? But how does that work? Like, you just have like a quarter of a Bitcoin, a tenth of a Bitcoin? Like, you don't have to buy one full joint?
Yeah, so like that's even like a misconception, I think, like with Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency. Like, you can buy $100 worth of Bitcoin. Now it's gonna be 0.0005, but like shoot,
right.
Hey, 0.005 is I'm not a fortune teller, but say it goes to 300,000. All right, dang, I'll take that. Or like you keep on putting like incrementally. Like now, like that's better to have like a tenth of 200,000 than saying like, damn, I was too late for all this time.
You're right. So I should get that, because they talk about like you have like a digital wallet and you got your own password, and if you forget it, like people lost millions of dollars. That was a big thing like this year. People forgot their Bitcoin password and stuff like that. I'm like, man, I'm about to just put my money in the bank. That sounds a little too confusing for me. I already don't get stocks, so this is just adding another layer to it.
Yeah, I would say the first thing would be to maybe understand like how stocks work, and then like, all right, they go up and down because crypto is pretty volatile. Some of like Bitcoin is volatile, right? Like one day is 31,000, next day is 45,000. Like stocks don't work like that. Apple goes from 140 to 145 and like five, you know what I'm saying? Like, so just even understand it, I would definitely start with the stocks. But to answer your question though, you can buy $100 worth of Bitcoin, like, from your paycheck and have that. You can buy like through an app like Coinbase, like you could buy $100 worth of Bitcoin and go from there. But definitely when you're ready,
So before we move forward, does any perks come with Coinbase employees? Like what you get? You get some, you know what I'm saying? You get some, they feeding you some coins and stuff like that. What comes with that deal, man? You over here enriching yourself? Y'all enriching yourselves over there?
Hey, man, I ain't gonna get too deep into the numbers, but
okay,
definitely. I'll say that I think it's pretty cool. Because even this, right? Like, I feel people I work with closely. It's not even so much about like the price of Bitcoin. Like these, I'm working very close with like developers and engineers and coders. It's like they're like our pillar that I'm working with. We're like the blockchain infrastructure. So like we're like the security for all these like Bitcoin, all these things. So, but they like, so long story short, they really believe in it. You know, now being around them, I'm starting to believe in this slowly but surely. And it's like, some people at my company get fully paid in Bitcoin, 100%. 100% in Bitcoin, and like that's something you can do. That's one of the perks. I know there's a lot of fees for all these things. So
you get paid in Bitcoin.
Like I said, I won't get into the numbers and like that.
I want to get into the numbers. You know what I'm saying?
But a piece of my check is in Bitcoin. Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Hey, that's not a bad deal right there.
Yeah.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying? That's not a bad deal. So that's one thing. That's one thing I, you know what I'm saying, that I'm a little worried about right there is, you know what I'm saying, because I got a tech company. I know them developers. I know them developers hold the keys, and you know what I'm saying? Hey, might be sliding some extra coins through their wallets.
Hey, there's hot man. When I say there's high security at Coinbase, I'm talking like crazy. But that's very true. You said though, developers they hold the keys, man. I didn't realize that until I started working at a tech company. If all the engineers, developers took a day off, or like all the Apple phones started dying on one day, the world would be in trouble.
What about Coinbase stocks? You hold some of that too?
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to be. Well, first there's a good like equity stock purchase plan. They have that, but also just in regards like the acquisition. So that was also.
Let me check their ticker out real quick. They recently went. Didn't they recently?
They hiring over there, man. They didn't even come in.
Yeah. Hey, we got you.
You said you can work remotely. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to get into this.
I was looking for the ticker right now. You know what I'm saying? Trying to see what they talking about on that. Because I don't hold no Coinbase because I just ain't took a look at it. But you hold it, you like it. I might take a look at it, see what it's talking about. I like Coinbase. I don't know if I don't think it's going nowhere. Of course, I think it's pretty sustainable. And I don't think Bitcoin, either Ethereum and stuff, is going anywhere. Crypto's not going nowhere. Now, how fast it rises is a different story. And if it can truly replace the government's money and stuff like that, the government have to buy in for all that type of stuff. But if that can truly happen, that's a different story.
Yeah, maybe, U.S. is tough for sure. I think like with the crypto stuff and the government, but even like looking at other countries, like whether it's like El Salvador or all these, like they're going like fully like Bitcoin is their currency, or like stuff like that. And like for a lot of people, this if you live in Tanzania, like and you don't have a bank account, like this could be your bank account. All you just need is Wi-Fi. Yeah. Or you need is whatever. So service plan or something. So it's just like, and there's like some crazy stat like there's only like 30% of people actually have a bank account in the world, so it's even like probably even less than that, to be honest, but it could replace that in the future. Who knows?
Makes sense.
I heard a lot of countries are starting to ban it. Or is that the case? Or you see that being an issue?
I feel like they're trying to. It's a decentralized space, and the government is centralized. Like all the power, everything goes through them. If there's something that's like applying pressure to take over, to infiltrate that, then yeah, I would try to ban it too.
That's why I worry about it, is that some of a lot of these countries that I guess don't have the freedoms that we have. Once they see something that is $1 trillion or whatever value, I think they're gonna try to hoard it.
What do you mean? Like they're gonna try to hoard it?
Like they're gonna take it away from the people. Like I guess it wouldn't affect us if we still keep it. Yeah. But they ain't gonna, I feel like they're gonna let a lot of people who weren't millionaires become startup millionaires in some of these companies.
Right. Yeah, that is true.
All right, so let's jump back into the everything else, man. How did you get to UVA? So Jim Reed recruited you. Look, my coach Jim Reed. Jim
Reed and Sean Moore recruited me, man. How could I not go to UVA?
That's tough. That's a tough to say no right there. It's two totally different personalities. Sean Moore's obviously a legend at UVA, and Jim Reed has a personality that's just in your face. So that's an interesting combination that threw at your house. So what other schools were you looking at?
My top schools were Virginia, Penn State, Boston College was right down the road, Iowa. Coach Ferenz, the head coach there, been there like 20-something years. He coached in my high school back in the day. And that's really it. BC, Virginia, Penn State, Iowa.
And what sold you on UVA?
Dang, man. I remember my dad and I were at Penn State versus Alabama on a recruiting visit. I'm telling my dad, like, yo, I got to come here. 110,000 people. We are Penn State. I'm like, this is it right here, boy. Like, come on now. What are we even talking about?
Yeah.
And we'd already been down to Charlottesville, seen UVA, been around Coach London, Coach Moore, Jim Reed. And he's like, I'm telling him that. He's like, bro, like, if you go to Penn State, like, man, you'll just be going like for 4 years of football. Like your mind is so fixated on like these bright lights and the fans. And you're thinking just football right now. If you go to UVA, say, man, that's a universal degree. Like that's a 40-year degree right there. That's a 40-year decision if you go there rather than 4. You know what I mean? So you pick 4 or 40. And then he's like, matter of fact, I'll pick for you. And call Jim Reed tomorrow. You going to Virginia?
That's how it went down?
He didn't even want to give you a chance to make that 4-year choice, huh?
Right. But man, they gave me an opportunity. But no, it was it made sense what he was saying though, because I saw that same transition like to from my high school experience. I went from a public school to prep school. So what he was saying made sense to me. I was like, dang, he already 1 for 1 with this high school move. So I should listen to him on this college move as well. And I think he definitely made the right decision. I think I made the right decision as well. Love UVA, love Charlottesville, the whole deal.
Yeah, for sure. So what was your college career like? What did you, from freshman year to senior year, was it what you expected? Is it a culture shock? And then talk to us about your football experience.
Football experience. I think my first month at UVA, that was the only time I was ever like, dang, I should have went to, not even Penn State, I should have went to Boston College just because I was so homesick. I was just sick. I was like, man, this is tough being this far away. I was a 4-star recruit. I had a good amount of offers. Thought I was going to play more. I remember the first time, I saw guys that maybe no one would know about. If you didn't know, if you were just watching the games, you wouldn't know about E.J. Scott. He's been there for 3 years. Miles Gooch has been there for some years. There's some walk-ons that have been there that know the plays. I'm like, dang, Coach Reed is talking about all these other people, man. I thought it was going to be me. I thought it was going to be me, Don T, Darius Jennings, Tim Smith, and we're going to be out here just balling.
Yeah.
I get there. There's even in my recruiting class, there's 6 other people, 6 receivers.
Wow.
I remember one dude, he decommitted from Virginia Tech, Mario Nixon, and he committed to Virginia. And I called Coach Moore. I'm like, yo, I don't even know if I can come here no more because I'm going to play wherever I go. So we got 6 receivers in one class. How's that going to work? We're going to be in. Yeah. I'm like, this math ain't happening, man. What's going on?
Up, bro.
I remember he said something I'll never forget, man. He was like, bro, if you worried about a little competition of one person coming in, maybe this, he tried like reverse psychology right here. He's like, man, maybe this shit ain't even for you, man. He's like, man, maybe you really ain't even built for this, man. I'm like, man, I'll see. I'm out for the summer, man. I'm gonna be there. But that year, my first year, I didn't even play really. I played every game, but not just blocking. Man, I wish I knew what I knew my third year of bro, be in top shape. Be in top shape and just know where to go on the field, man. Know the formations so you can just play fast and play free. I wasn't doing that. That was messing me up my first year. Yeah, it was messing me up big time.
Where I gotta be at? Where I gotta go?
Yeah, man, I was a dude that was like they Rocco or Grayson or Dave Watford or Matt Johns calls a play, and I'll line up on the other side and they're like, yo, get on the other side. I'm running across like,
I love to catch a wide receiver out there look like he don't know where he's lining up. Oh, he's definitely getting his press work.
Exactly, man. It's terrible stuff. And but yeah, man, like there's a reason I only had one catch for 3 yards that first year. Like, bro, I don't even know where to go. Line up, get alone, like beat man coverage against UNC or Miami. Like, come on now. Like that's not gonna happen. So that was my first year. It was rough. And then the spring ball, I broke my hand and I was out I couldn't sweat for like 8 weeks. It was like an air cast. And man, I gained like 30 pounds that spring, man. Man, white spot, Gusberg. I wish if I could buy stock in white spot at that time, man, I would have, man, because I was there all the time and just eating there.
White spot still prices going up still.
I can imagine.
Ralph Sampson and them just bought it, but and they said they about to do the food truck, boy, the Gus spot or the white spot food truck. Oh, that's gonna kill them. That's gonna kill them.
Yeah. Wow, that's funny right there. I like that. But then I gained all this weight. Second year, I had 5 catches. Still overweight. Still, not who I thought I would be when I was committed to Virginia. Mm-hmm. It wasn't until my third year until I was like, bro, like, this is not how this story is supposed to go, man. I gotta really get right. I gotta really get my grades right. I was on academic warning after my first year. I gotta get my health right. Get a nutrition plan with Randy Bird. Like, really lost like 25 pounds, and I was like at like 16% body fat. Mm-hmm. And got all the way down to like 6 or 7% body fat before the first game. So just like really like a strict game plan of like, grilled chicken, rice, spinach leaves. Like that's what I ate for like probably like 3 or 4 months to really get right. And before that, my second year, I was like the 7th or 8th receiver. And I remember Henry Coley, shout out Henry. He was like, bro, you remember him and KP coming downstairs and like, yo, Jake is transferring. Another receiver, Adrian Gamble's transferring. He's like, bro, sometimes the stars got to align just right. And it did. And that, the year that I had my breakout year, my third year, I was the slot receiver. And all those plays were supposed to be for Jake, but he left. Yeah. And that led me to lead the team in receiving yards, touchdowns, and receptions. And this like really kind of just set me up for my next year.
That's what's my final year, fourth year. That's what's up, man. So what did you study?
Studied sociology. Sociology at UVA. I thought that was like one of the only classes I was like, man, I like the conversation in the class. I like what we're talking about, sociology of personality, family, gender equality, starting like stoicism, all that stuff. I'm like, man, I liked it. I thought it was dope. And yes, I majored in sociology. Actually, my rookie year, I went back in the off season. I got a business fundamental certificate from the comm school at UVA. So just trying to maximize it as much as possible, and that the NFL paid for it as well. So I thought that was pretty dope too.
That's what's up, man. So in your time at UVA, what do you feel like you learned? What do you feel like you've done? Talk to us about that. Talk to us about that. The one-handed catch, boy. Like, give us, what I'm saying? Was you the big man on campus? Like, was you on the jumbotron stand? You was back out in Boylan. You know what I'm saying? Like, got off of the diet plan after third year. What was your experience like once football started coming together?
Yeah, man. When football started coming together, that one-handed catch against Miami, like that was I always look at that, like, man, after that catch, like nothing was the same. Like nothing was the same after that. Like, I was here, and yeah, man, that was love, man. Like, you sports in the top 10, like you win it, like we won the game, and start getting like a little bit more pub, so which was good, and I wanted that, and I wanted that feeling of like I'm that guy, and like that's what I came here. That's what I came here to do.
That's what I came
part of me is mad. Part of me is mad. And it took long enough, but better late than never. But yeah, man, I was just trying to do my thing. Honestly though, I was just really locked in, bro. I was really locked in to even get there, to even get to that moment. I was just locked in. Like, I wish I could even say, bro, after that one-handed catch, ESPN, we was at Boylan. We was on the first floor, second floor. We was going crazy, bro. That day, man. After I was with my family, bro. We was just eating dinner, just vibing, and that was that was my mindset at that time of like, bro. The next day, like, I'm the first one in the training room. I'm being a hot tub, cold tub contrast. Like, I was just trying to just lock in as the best I can. I had my fun before the years prior. Like, bro, let me say this story too. Like, because my first year I had one catch, and I dropped a pass in the back of the end zone against Miami, and I'll never forget. We won the game, but that night I was out that night, and this girl came up to me and she's like, "Yo, like you playing the game, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." So, "Yo, like you're a receiver, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Yo, why did you drop that pass in the back of the end zone?" I'm like, bro, I can't have this. This is how they know me out here in the streets, man. Like, I can't have that be my narrative, my story, man. So I think when I was on, after that catch and just after my third year, I was like, bro, I want to keep this and hold on to it. And that was like my mindset, bro. Just being locked in and just super focused.
Oh, that's what's up, man. Did the quarterback start trusting you and everything like that? You felt like you were the guy, after a certain point where, when we needed something, you felt like they would trusted you enough to go to you?
Yeah, for sure. I think, bro, I don't know. I think it was like it's more simple than people think. Like, you're the quarterback, like in practice, when guys would drop balls in practice, I used to be like, bro, the quarterback is just going off, like they're just trusting, like, yo, from like their unconscious mind of like, yo, who have I thrown it to in practice that they didn't drop it and like they made me look good? I'm gonna throw it to them in the game. Like, so this like even having that mindset of, some of my best catches were in practice. So I think when it just came to the game, they were like, bro, if I'm getting pressure off the edge, where was Canaan lined up? I'm throwing it up there just to. He was like, he's gonna come down with it. There's a good chance he's gonna come down with it. So I just try to really have that as like my goal, man. I think I wrote down my fourth year, like my goal was like, bro, like they need me out there. Like the quarterback needs me, the OC needs me out there, and like just if there's a big play to be made, like I need to be on the field. So it's that type of mentality. I think it just goes a long way.
So somebody says you're doing movies, right? Film producer.
Yeah,
film nominated.
Hey,
there you go. Yeah, put some respect on that joint.
He ain't just down here doing the movie thing.
I'm just trying to, I've been tossing up the oop for a while. You know what I'm saying? We talking about Coinbase.
Yeah, I wrote my first film. Directed it, wrote it. Got this cast for it. Got the actors for it.
What made you even think to do that?
Bro, I've always been a big movie dude, bro. I love movies. I love shit I can relate to. And I was like, yo, let me write some stuff, man. Like, let me write a movie. I think, bro, before I even went into working my first sales job, I remember being in Pittsburgh and I was watching the show Ballers with The Rock and J.D. Washington. And at the credits, it says, yo, Rashard Mendenhall is a writer on the show. I'm like, Rashard Mendenhall, he used to be running back with the Steelers. Remember asking Coach Tomlin, like, yo, what's good with this deal? What's good with this dude? He's like, bro, good dude, creative, all this stuff. I'm like, that was my first time. I'm like, man, maybe that's possible, like to write. Like maybe I should bro, I was even looking at like film school, USC film school, like all types of stuff. And I don't know, man, like, bro, just go. It was just a thing of like, bro, just go for it, bro. What do you have to lose? Yeah. Like if you're talking about it for this long, you really want to do it. One of my best friends, we were captains at UVA together, Jackson Mateo. Mm-hmm. He was like, bro, straight up, write the film, don't write the film. Just stop talking about it if you're not going to do it, bro. Like, if you're not going to do it, like, just be quiet, please. Yeah. I'm like, I'm like, bet, I hear you. So I'm like, man, I gotta do it. But yeah, bro, I always just wanted to do that, man. So could be something that in the future to create more. That'd be dope.
So obviously you gotta write it. You gotta write it first. But after you write it, that's just the first step. So now after we write it, how do we go to try to like put it together? A budget? Are you getting that investors, or this is all out of your pocket? Like what
equipment? Like you don't just write a film and then it just get produced. Like that's a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, for sure. So now I had a friend who was acting. I was like, bro, like who directed this film? Who produced it? He told me the producers. I was like, bro, I'm writing these kind of scripts. I don't know if anyone's even gonna see these joints. I'm just like writing because I think it's kind of fun. I got plenty of free time at the moment. It was during the pandemic, all that stuff. And I reached out to this production company. I said, I got 3 scripts right here. I would love for you to produce one of them. And they just had me read all of them, basically for it to be like, make sure it's not no like Fast and the Furious, like Transformers, like bro, you better come with like a $40 million budget if you want to do something crazy like that, So just to make sure like I was, expectations were set really. And yeah, man. And they were like, yo, we like them all. We could do whichever one you want first. And the only thing is I had to put the money up to do it though, so that was the one thing of like, well, how bad you really want to do it. And I want to do it bad. So that's a good investment in my mind and something like you said earlier, it's something you're passionate about. Yeah. And yeah, man, so they had the crew, they had the camera, they had the drones, they had all that stuff. And then I had, once we solidified, like we have all the equipment, I'm like, what's next? Like, we got to find a cast. I'm like, dang, like, bro, what do I know about evaluating actors, bro? Like, what do I know about that? Shoot, I ain't Warner Brothers studio, so, but one thing I knew, I was like, I know how it should sound. I know how it should come across, so that was like a fun part too. This like, and like a humbling thing too, bro. These lines I wrote on the script came from my mind, and now someone else is taking the time to learn it, to memorize it, and give like their all to it. I'm like, dang, that was a pretty humbling experience for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And what is it called? Where can we watch it?
Yeah, it's called Lean In. Lean In.
I need to know everything. Who and the what and the where. I need everything. Trust me, I know what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George. I hop in the Porsche, 5 and a horse. I'm ready for war. I'm coming for throats. Eternal with ghosts. I need to know everything. Now you be surprised at the info you get is by letting them talk, so I'm letting them talk. Gotta keep quiet, maneuver in silence to let them in talking their body. This is how it go. I got some secrets, I'm shaking the game so they stay on their toes. Stay in your lane, how to stay on the go. I can play with the pros and act like a rookie, so they overlook me. They not double up again, none of their nose, none of them cold.
So yeah, man, that's dope, man. Everybody go check out Lean In on YouTube. Nominated for Boston Film Festival. Have they already made that? Is that thing already came? Like, did you win it or what?
Nah, didn't win it.
It's all good. Your name's in the recognition. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Hey, just from my perspective, man, like super proud of what you did, man. That's dope. Just to even go out on that ledge, try something different, try something that a lot of people don't do. A lot of people don't know about that industry, about that space. Like that's your IP forever. You know what I'm saying? Like that's intellectual property. That's not money down the drain. Like you can sell that to Netflix. You can sell that to streaming is the wave. You know what I'm saying? Like there's an opportunity there to make a lot of to do something with it going down the future. As long as you own it, it's like owning your masters in music.
Yeah, seriously.
Congratulations. That's not it's not a small feat, and it's definitely not a waste of time.
Thank you. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate those words.
For sure. All right, man. I don't really got nothing else. I don't know if Max got anything. Wake up, Max. I don't know if Max got anything.
Come on, man. I'm good.
We're about to get off here.
I'm about to get on this Bitcoin, man. I might put an application for Coinbase. About to see.
Hey, I'm about to go look at the Coinbase job applications and see if I can throw one in online.
Bitcoin only.
You know what I'm saying? Throw it in online. Try to see if I can account manage via Zoom. You know what I'm saying? And go from there.
Hey, that's funny, man.
All right, man. Well, I don't know. You got anything else that what else we need to know about you? What else do people need to know about you, bro, before we go ahead and close this out?
Dang, what else did you know?
What's next? Hold on, what's next? What's next? Tell us what's next. That's what we need to know.
What's next? Dang.
Yeah, what's next, man? You got so much. How old are you right now?
28.
28. You haven't even hit 30 yet. What you got? What you on? Fourth into 30? You know what I'm saying? Like, what you trying to do? What you trying to do out here? Like, what's your goals? What's your ambitions? Like, what is a successful, or like what do you want to try to tackle in this world?
Yeah. I think right now I'm really trying to be locked in like with my role right now and just like do that to the best of my ability at Coinbase. Like I think like someone definitely like a part of the future, and I definitely want to be on that wave. Yeah, man. Like I don't know. That's what I'm focused. Just like my growth and development, and just taking care of myself and being around my family, loved ones, like enjoying this thing. I don't know, man. Like more I realize, more you live, more you experience all these different things. Like I don't know. We're only gonna do this one time, so I just want to like enjoy it, and like right. That's one of the reasons I did the film. I just want to enjoy it, do exciting things, create exciting things. Even like being at Coinbase is exciting. So just like, yeah, I think that's what I'm focused on right now, man. Just trying to just grow and develop and be the best person I can be.
Awesome, man. Well, we appreciate you, man. You are a UVA brother. You represent UVA alumni. You represent UVA football community at a high level. And we look forward to following you, connecting with you, possibly partnering with you in something going forward.
Yeah. But speaking of that, real quick though, not to cut you off, your great exit here. But yeah, like fill me in on like what y'all are doing though, like where y'all at. Like we got like 2-3 minutes or 5 minutes.
2-3 minutes, 5 minutes max. You want to go ahead and tell them what you're working on?
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing a little hodgepodge of everything, I guess. You know, I've taken the idea, and I've just learned growing up, you know, you never want to put all your eggs in one basket, you know, kind of like the stock market, but I just do it in business. So, you know, I do like commercial construction up in Northern Virginia, a little bit of residential construction in Charlottesville, got a moving company down here in Charlottesville, a John Collin company in North Virginia. So, yeah, right now, you know, just running a bunch of companies is what I do, and it's been good. And I've been about 2 years, you know, fully on my own. So it's been great.
Damn. Okay, I like that. So you put in this. So you got 2 companies right now.
I got 4 right now.
Dang, boy, 4.
I got 4, and then
taxes got to be held.
Hey, they all right. And then I work for Chase too from time to time, man. You know what I'm saying? I do some regional stuff. Anything in Virginia that Chase done, I try to get done. So I do it all.
I like that. Like how many people are you like overseeing like across all these 4 companies?
Across all 4 companies, I think I'm at like 46 right now.
Dang.
So yeah. It's been good, man.
I got a question for you. Like what's one thing like you are that you even learned like from UVA football, or just even UVA in general, that like you take to like managing these 4 companies? Because that's no joke, bro, to have that much like overhead in your life and like trying to have like a goal like for each company.
Yeah, man. The biggest thing I learned is you know, one of the things is, you know, no one's gonna care about your company like you are, and you got to show them, you know, you got to show them that you're willing to do the work and, you know, put the time in. And the reason I learned that is, you know, with Coach Grow, man, there wasn't a time that I got to the locker room, didn't see his BMW parked up front, and there wasn't a time I left the locker room and didn't see his BMW parked up front. And, you know, I can't, I'm not gonna name names, but I can't say that for all the head coaches I've had. So there was one that I respected a lot more. And you know, I just really take that into the workforce. It's, you know, all my guys, they don't get there before me and they ain't there after me. And you know, everything that I asked them to do, I've done before, and a lot of times I've done with them. And so they're more willing to, if the owner can do it, then maybe I can do it too. So that's really one of the biggest things that I've learned is that, to be honest.
I can vouch for that too.
I like that.
He did a moving job out there and trying to get me out there. I said, listen, bro, I'm gonna come out here. But do not expect me to lift nothing that's bigger than, you know what I'm saying, something I can hold within the shoulders.
Yeah.
I'm not about to be out here with it. You know what I'm saying?
with a full-on couch and nothing like that.
I'm not about to be out here with it. It's be right here.
Hey, I put in the work. I put in work for a couple hours. I took care of the boys though, man. I paid them. I took them out to eat real nice. You know what I'm saying?
He took them out to eat. He takes us out to eat. Oh yeah, we was about to. He gonna take us out to eat, and I'm gonna get my money's worth because my hourly pay. My hourly pay is high, bro.
So, but yeah, man. But that's it. It's been good though, man. I can't complain. Like I was telling Chase, I don't know if he's ready to go back to that lifestyle because I know I'm not, man. It's and it's different for everybody. I mean, you really gotta. I put in way more hours doing, working for myself, but it doesn't feel like it really. And not having to report to anybody is just something that has been a goal of mine for forever. And that's just, Chase will tell you, after when our 5th year, they was all getting ready for the league. I wasn't even on that train. I already knew I was doing something else, man. That's just what I want.
Gone.
I like that. I seen, my dad he's had his own company now for like 30 years. And like everything you're saying, it sounds just like him. It sounds just like him. I'm sure you're well on your way, man. That's dope. That's the exciting stuff for real. And like that mindset too is admirable. So definitely keep that up, bro.
I appreciate it.
Max been doing well with his stuff, man. Solid growth.
What about you?
Yeah, man, I got 2 companies I'm running at the moment. I'm not like Max, like, what I'm saying? I got one company and I'll put a lot of things underneath that one company. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna have a moving company and I'm not gonna, have a construction company. Like everything's underneath. I got everything underneath one company now. We do a lot of different things. But everything's underneath that one company.
And what's it called?
My company's called Helping Hands. So, hey, that's the one business advice right there. Don't box yourself in. You know what I'm saying? Don't box yourself in with your name. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that's true.
You name yourself something, you got to stick to that path. Like Helping Hands, we go everywhere. I do it.
Yeah.
Like I can do anything with
did you ever a different one? Like this company before? What's the other one called?
It's called Easy Turn. But Helping Hands, you might have heard of Helping Hands because we were probably doing some work down in Charlottesville. We were getting a lot of the football players to come do some work that we were doing down there for like moving and summer work, cleaning, painting, stuff like that. So a couple of the guys used to work for us a little bit down there.
I've heard of Easy Turn.
Well, Easy Turn is a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? That's my real baby right there. Helping Hands is kind of what I started my entrepreneurship journey with. So we've been in business for about 6 going on 7 years now.
Wow.
And, I done did a little bit of everything. But where I'm at in my business right now with Helping Hands, I'm trying to do less labor intensive work opportunities. Mm-hmm. So, I've kind of built the company off service labor. Yeah. So essentially, you make money, but then you also have a large payroll with making your money. I'm trying to make money and have low payroll. That's kind of my goal. That's a more sustainable, less stress-free type situation, using white-collar mindsets, using white-collar principles instead of having to do all the labor, all the blue-collar work type situation. Mm-hmm. So trying to get in that. When I learned that speakers are getting paid like 20 to 60 grand for an event speaking, I'm like, hold on, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hold on.
Eric Thomas, they get $100K per hour.
Yeah, I said, hold on, bro. So
damn.
I'm starting to build out some other things that we're doing with Helping Hands, that is less labor needs and more like using our brains, thinking, consulting, stuff like that, trying to find those different type of fees and things of that nature. So see where I go with it, but I start off just cleaning, moving, painting, just, regular work. We do a lot of security now. We've kind of stayed in the same niche of customers that we sell to, which is student housing. Student housing, we kind of been on that wave of the growth in the student housing industry. So,
and like student housing where? Like
at college campus. So like you probably lived at Flats at West Village or something like that. Were those places there when you were there? Like the Flats in Charlottesville. Flats at West Village, the Pavilion. Yeah. Those are people we work for. Things like that. So we on that wave because when me and Max were there was no buildings like that. Maybe the only one was
Grand Mark.
Yeah. But now every college has
Grand Mark pool party in the summer. Damn.
Yeah. So now every college has a standard, Flats at West Village, Pavilion, like they all got these massive complexes, and we've kind of been on that wave of growing with that industry. So it's been good for us. Built a brand, have some brand awareness, things of that nature. So it's going well. But Easy Turn is the baby. It's the one that hopefully we can be like. What was the name of that company again? Bison Trails. You know,
we need that, Chase. Go ahead, need that.
Yeah, we can get that acquisition. And go for
that.
As soon as there's a talk of y'all getting acquired, definitely, hey, bring me on board, yo. Bring me on board. I'll do whatever.
The CEO, boss.
I was Chase first investor, yo. I was Chase first investor. You know what I'm saying? So I need that money.
He gonna get paid. Yeah, he gonna get paid. The CEO of Bison Trails, is he still working with Coinbase?
Yeah, he is. I thought it was pretty cool too. Like they had it was like it's like an e-commerce website, e-commerce startup. They got bought by Etsy. They were there for like 3-4 years, and then they went to, there's that same thing y'all talking about, that entrepreneur mindset. Like after they went to Etsy, they started their own thing 3-4 years later, and then that got built up. Then they got acquired again. Like I'm like, damn, this is just what y'all do. Like this is, so it's like that mindset, man.
I got a couple more ideas I'm thinking about. So, we're always trying to figure out what we're doing, what we're working on, things of that nature. But like I said, man, life's about creating and owning.
Yeah.
Creating and owning, and go from there. So
one thing I'm trying to figure out. I got an idea for this app. You have any idea how to create an app, or is Easy Turn an app? Or?
It's an app and software. I started it, basically just drew up some screens. So if I was you and you got an idea for it, just get some, like print off some iPad screens, iPhone screens, draw up how you think the process is going to work, put them in a binder. And then kind of like you did with your film, take the people who can build it, build your team out like that, and then just go from there. Kind of takes legs of its own. But the app industry is a difficult industry. It's a high profitability industry on the sales, but in the actual process of executing, low margins, if not negative margins. So it's all about the liquidity of software. Either you go IPO and everybody gets paid, or you get acquired and everybody gets paid. One or the other. Other than that, you live on raising capital. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much it, man. But for these apps, like we said, raising capital, like the investing and the seed rounds, all that stuff. Like that's the only way to really get it off the ground, essentially, or like. I mean, I didn't do mine. I put my money up on mine, but essentially, you know what I'm saying, you either got to make a decision of the more money you put in, the more risk is on your side, you know what I'm saying, type situation.
Yeah.
And then if other people put money in, it also gives a valuation. So essentially I know some people that they might be millionaires, billionaires, whatever you call it, and they're building their own app, but they don't necessarily have a valuation, and you only get a valuation if people put money in. And a raise or something like that. So it's a little interesting, but at the same time, once you sell, if you own more, then you become more, enriched or whatever you want to call it. So it's a dog and pony, but there's value on both sides. It just depends on how you want to go. But essentially, you want to hold as much equity as you can and go from there.
Yeah, would someone make money from people using the app? I guess if people start using the app, now they're paying for that service. And then now, just like any other business, now that's going to the company.
Yeah, so I just do contracts. I don't even do money through the app and stuff like that. It's all mine is just all contract based because it's B2B. It's B2B stuff. So
Gotcha.
Like that, man. But I ain't gonna hold the people. That might be interesting to them. I don't know if it is or not, but it was a good little side note. And we ain't been on here, so people don't know what we're working on in a while. But man, like I said, man, I appreciate you jumping on here.
Yeah,
it was a pleasure talking to you. Congratulations on all your success. And Hooswhere, we back, and we'll see you next week. We out.